welcome back to MtG Grinders. My name's David. I'm here with Lewis, Trent, and Tyler, and we're now having a look at Dragons of Tarkir Blue, and we start with Ancient Carp.
That's a big fish.
For 1 blue and 4, it's a 2/5 fish. That's all I've got.
This card's going to be annoying and limited to play against.
I don't think I want to play a 2/5. What was Running Mastodon? Was that a
That's
5
a
mana?
2/8.
5 mana?
It's a 5 mana 2/8.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted to play that card. Why would you want to play the fish?
Why?
Yeah.
What? No. I'm going to talk more about the card. Okay, sure.
They can't see the TV up there.
Fine.
Anticipate 1 blue and 1 for an instant. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. Put one of them into your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. Trent. It doesn't say Trent on the card.
No, it doesn't say Trent.
It's not talking to Trent.
No, so as soon as I see this card, I immediately assumed and will still fight that this is actually the best control card that Khans has produced so far. The standard formats before this have had Ogre of Bolas, Think Twice, and Azorius Charm, all that have very strong abilities for you to find card advantage and card selection, and just a general cycle of early interaction that you can actually have with your opponent. This card is a bad impulse, and Impulse was a 4 of in every blue deck played from whenever it was played. When was Impulse?
A while.
Impulse was Tempest.
Tempest, sure.
Yeah.
Tempest block.
So this card pretty much allows you to undo your mulligans, which is huge in control because
Which you haven't been able to do.
Yes, you
Yeah.
haven't been able to do it. We have not had access to a good blue 2-drop spell. There was a lot of hype for Jeskai Sage when it was printed. It's just not that good. It was just bad.
Look, I like Sage, but the fact you don't get that card straight away.
But this card is sick because you can theoretically always make your 3rd land drop with this card. You can theoretically always find an answer in your deck.
See,
your
I
deck
like-
is just stacked with answers.
I like this with I think it was the Jutai Templars, the ones that you can flicker in and out.
And it's like I said, it's cheap.
Yeah.
And that's the most important part of this card is it's cheap and it replaces itself. The decks like blue-black control and stuff, all they want to do is just 1-for-1 your opponent and then play like a Dig Through Time or a Treasure Cruise to get ahead. This actually allows you to find those cards, so you can definitely do it because those cards if you don't find one, you just run out of gas. This thing keeps you gassed.
When I first saw this card when it first got spoiled, I was so happy.
Yeah, this card is brilliant.
And the thing I
Every
like about
control
it,
player in
it's
the
a
world
common.
wants this card.
They've printed it as a common.
Yep.
So
everybody's going to have
you're going to be able to pick it up pretty soon after the pre-release.
Yeah.
Gas in limited, gas in standard. I won't see any. Like I said, it's a bad impulse, so there's always a better card than it.
Yeah.
Like, this card is
Yeah,
exactly
so
what
I see it as a better telling time, which was
sure,
one in your hand, one on top, one on the
Yeah,
bottom.
sure.
Yeah, telling time was very awkward.
I didn't like the fact that I had to put one back on the top.
Yeah, because you have to keep 2 of the 3.
Belthold Dragon for 1 blue and 5 for a 3/3 flying hexproof with Megamorph for 2 blue and 5. When Belthold Dragon is turned face up, put a +1/+1 counter on each other dragon creature you control.
I actually quite like the hexproof ability on this.
Yeah, we had a big discussion when we did white about a very, very simple, basically the white version
Yeah,
of
the
this,
white
which
card
was
is
a 3/3 for 7 again. We were looking at.
This is bad in a lot of the same ways that the white one was bad. But I don't know, there's something about flying and hexproof together just is very powerful.
Picking it in limited or not?
Pretty late.
I'm not happy to I don't know. It's tough. It's one of this dragon cycle is one of those cycles that you kind of want to play with a little bit to understand whether you're happy to take this in draft or whether you're not, because you might just play this for a 3/3 for 2.
You can have a pretty strong late game if you do pick up quite a few of these uncommon dragons. It's a strong late game. That's the thing. It's not a strong early game.
I feel like one of the main reasons you're playing a card like that is you don't have any other dragons. Enemies on the top of your curve. But then there's other abilities that don't do anything.
It's just like a 23rd card.
Yeah,
Because
you
need
need
something
something
to end the game.
You need something at the top end.
It has flying. flying. So
And the fact it is still an early card as well because it's a
the
great
morph, yeah, it sells value for
Yeah.
it for sure.
Blessed Reincarnation, 1 blue and 3. It's an instant. Exile target creature an opponent controls. That player reveals cards from the top of his or her library until a creature card is revealed. That player puts that card onto the battlefield, then shuffles the rest into his or her library with rebound.
No.
No, we don't like it at all.
I just don't. You have no control. You have no control over what it's going to do.
Yep.
You have no control, like if it's going to be better or worse.
And then it does it again.
It's very similar to Reality Shift. But Reality Shift, you have a little bit more of a choice, I suppose.
And it's only a creature an opponent controls.
Yeah, you
So
can't do it
even,
yourself.
You can't upgrade your
Yeah,
shit creatures.
that would be
Your
broken.
not very good creatures.
That would be very broken if this you could target your own creatures with this.
Yeah. So when I first read this, I didn't really notice the opponent controls part, and I thought, oh yeah, it's kind of like polymorph, but no.
Yeah, the only time you like polymorph, you only want to hit. You want to turn your one creature.
Your token.
Your
the
token
creature token
into your awesome,
twice
only awesome creature
or
in
an
your deck.
Yeah.
And this does it twice, so
Yeah.
you lose your awesome creature.
Clone Legion for 2 blue and
You don't have
7.
to cast it with rebound.
Oh, you don't have to.
No,
cast
you
it.
may.
Oh, yeah.
You may.
Sure.
So you can miss the trigger.
Yeah.
That's very important for people in competitive REL when you're playing with rebound. If your opponent misses it, they miss it.
Yeah.
They draw a card that's gone.
Yeah,
They have chosen not to cast their spell.
even if they weren't planning on doing it, like if they go to the draw step and
But it's the same with you as well. If you forget about it,
Yeah, well that's right.
too bad.
But you won't forget about it because you know that card is rebound.
Clone Legion, 2 blue and 7. Sorcery for each creature target player controls. Put a token onto the battlefield that's a copy of that creature.
Garbage.
Great commander card.
No,
It's fun.
Is
it's
it
not.
worse than Light of
It's
Reputation?
very bad.
Like most of the time.
This is not a commander card.
No?
No.
Don't like it?
No.
well,
It
I
costs-
think it's an expensive splashy card that some teammates out there will be happy with. I don't know, it's not going to be played in any competitive environment.
No. I can see people are going to want to play this in Commander, but
Yeah, people will play this in Commander because of the singleton nature of the format.
You're right in saying Rite of Replication is just
Yep.
so much better though.
It is.
yeah, like most of the time, yeah.
Okay, Contradict. 2 blue and 3. Counter target spell, draw a card. It's a bad dismiss. That's the way I see it.
I can see this very, very, very linear in a limited deck. I'm never going to be happy to play it, but at least it replaces it.
Like, Dismiss was always played.
Yeah.
This-
Traumatic Visions was played because it had basic land cycling. I think basic land cycling is better than draw a card.
Yeah.
It's,
Five, but this
it's
is
very hard to draft the counter spell deck in
Yeah.
Limited.
the artwork's sick.
Yeah.
So,
But
anything with Dragon Lord in it is sick. Like sorry, just like sick. He's the boss.
Dance of the Skywise. 1 blue and 1 instant until end of turn. Target creature you control becomes a blue dragon illusion. With base power and toughness 4/4, loses all abilities and gains flying.
this is like the blue version of kind of like Giant Growth or like the pump spell, but it's very narrow. You know? The fact that it grants evasion is alright.
I love this. I thought this
Yeah,
was.
seems fun.
I thought this was very, very good. This was very high up there for me. I just thought it was just solid early game, good combat tricks, just good in combat and being able to end the game, or at least keeping tempo and being able to get it for damage, and like blocking mana striders if that was ever relevant. It's ever found a spot would be very good. I don't think it ever.
It's
won
very
a
good
spot.
targeting creatures with prowess and +1/+1 counters.
No, it would lose all those.
It keeps the +1/+1
Oh,
counters.
yep.
And because of the way layers work, which I don't understand enough to explain right now, and it's very complicated, it would still have the +1/+1 bonuses from prowess.
I
But
don't know.
any further spells you cast after this resolves won't
Yeah,
trigger
because it
prowess.
loses
Just
the
prowess
prowess.
is gone, sure. So it does retain the +1/+1 from that.
Yeah, if it already has it.
Okay, so yeah,
Yeah.
okay. So,
So, and in this case it would because
yeah,
prowess
trees
is
on stack and resolve all that kind of jazz. Yeah.
Durga Nemesis. For 1 blue and 5 for a 6/5 defender
Nice.
with Megamorph.
Let's go next. Doesn't look as good as the card.
If this had flying, it'll be a lot better because it would block so many dragons and
It's a big serpent. I'm gonna say it is a big serpent.
But like
But I know ancient card.
Let's move on then. Dragon Lord's Prerogative for 2 blue and 4 instant as an additional cast. You may reveal a dragon card from your hand. If you reveal a dragon card or control the dragon card as you cast it, it can't be counted. Draw 4 cards.
Opportunity with upside.
This card will be better than Treasure Cruise and not as good as Dig Through Time. So it will be a 5th Dig Through Time if the light
In the control
in
deck.
control decks if they need it.
Does the having a dragon, revealing a dragon, do you even care?
Okay, so that is actually quite relevant in the control matchup.
Yeah.
And that is like the dank. That's the best thing that you can have if you do have a dragon. Like this is just a blowout.
Yeah.
Drawing 4 extra cards in control matchup. And revealing your spell that you're never going to cast until you can safely cast it anyway. Is huge. But outside of that, it's useless.
Yeah.
It only in that super narrow, like blue-whitey, blue-red control matchup.
Elusive Spell Fist for 1 blue and 1. It's a 1/3 human mark. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, it gets +1/+0 until end of turn and cannot be blocked.
this is pretty cool. It's got a few different avenues in which you can play it. You can play it defensively against face-down creatures.
Yep.
And also,
This thing really was Inferno Fist. I don't know why that popped into my head, but I thought, man, Inferno Fist on this thing would be dope. Obviously.
What's the picture? It's the guy surfing under a turtle.
He's just like
Is
sliding.
that me
over.
in here in Cow Show?
It's a
Well-
dragon. Look at his head.
yeah.
Anyway, moving on.
Yeah, man.
Encased in Ice, 1 blue and 1. Enchantment Aura Flash. Enchant red or green creature. When Encased in Ice enters the battlefield, tap enchanted creature. Enchanted creature doesn't untap during its controller's untap step.
I can see sideboards wanting this, want access to this.
Sideboards will absolutely want this.
Yeah.
It's
Very good.
a great answer to
Stormbreath Dragon.
Yeah.
Namely Stormbreath Dragon.
Glint, 1 blue and 1. Instant target creature you control gets +0/+3 and gains hexproof until end of turn. I can't see myself playing this.
I think I like Triton Tactics a bit better for standard.
I don't even like this for limited. It's just,
Yeah, and
when your spells actually be doing things.
Mm.
But it doesn't-
This is drafting defensively.
Guddle Lurker for 1 blue. So 1/1 can't be blocked with Megamorph for 1 blue. So you can get a bear out of it.
One of those cards.
an unblockable there.
And unblock
yeah,
it.
the unblockable will put this over, and the fact that it only costs 1 to put.
Yeah.
You can get it online pretty easily.
No one else got anything about it?
I've
Excellent.
got
Let's
nothing.
keep going.
I think that's all that really needs to be said.
Gurmag Drama for 1 blue and 3. It's a 2/4 with Exploit. Now, Exploit, first time we've seen this. When this creature enters the battlefield, you may sacrifice a creature. When Gurmag Drowner exploits a creature, look at the top 4 cards of your library, put 1 of them into your hand and the rest in your graveyard. What do people think of Exploit?
I think Exploit is awesome.
Yeah,
Very good.
Exploit's a very good mechanic. The option, the fact that you don't have to do that, makes it really good.
Also the text saying that you do not target a creature to sacrifice, so your opponent cannot exploit your exploit, so to speak.
Yep.
So you always get that.
Yeah,
Always
yeah,
happens.
unless it's your only creature.
Unless you're
But it's very good. Yeah.
yourself. It's terrible.
As a body in limited, 2/4s are
I
alright.
don't mind this card in limited. This card is very good in the list that it wants to be in. So kind of like the Sultai kind of Delphi list. This is very good. It's like Forbidden Alchemy with an exploit.
There's no delve cards in this set though.
There's no favorite force weapons.
Oh, there's a few big ones, but there's none in.
Not in
No,
this
no,
actual
no.
set. No.
And you get 2 packs of this.
2 source 4 2.
No, I'll do that draft.
Draft, yeah.
Yeah,
2
2
1.
of this.
Yeah,
and
2 1.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're not gonna get like.
Okay,
And you won't know if you have any delve things because you draft dragons first.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you double jump.
Yeah, Dragons. Okay.
But
Just
it does
a
it
little
does interact well with graveyard. So.
Yeah. Okay. Go with that.
Icefall Regent for 2 blue and 3. It's a 4/3 flyer. It's a dragon as well. When Icefall Regent enters the battlefield, tap target creature an opponent controls that creature doesn't untap. During its controller's untap step for as long as you control Icefall Regent. And spells your opponent cast that target Icefall Regent cost 2 more to cast. I reckon it's solid.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Also limited.
Yeah.
What was the 4-mana 3/3
Dungeon
flyer?
guys.
Dungeon Guys. Yeah, that did that. I like the similarity with Frost Titan with the target ability as well.
I think this guy's really good.
He's got a lot of potential. I don't know for sure if he'll get played in standard as
I don't think he's
an example, but I think he's got potential for something.
5 mana within blue
Yeah.
right now is a lot.
Mm.
And this guy, I don't think this guy's at the top
Yeah.
of the pecking order. Having said that, it's a very cool card.
He is a removal spell that is awkward for your opponent to deal with a targeted spell. So,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah, your lightning strike costs 4. Your
It's a
costs
first
6.
pick and limited.
Yes.
Yeah.
I do not think that you look past the pack. Outside of this card is awesome.
Illusionary Gains for 2 blue and 3. Enchantment Aura. You control enchant creature. You control enchanted creature. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under an opponent's control, attach Illusionary Gains to that creature. It would be good if it said you may attach, but the fact that you have to.
Yeah, it's very as long as your opponent does have other creatures in hand, whatever, it is very easy for them to take advantage of it. But at the same time, it removes something. It's kind of clunky for limited, but
Yeah, but the thing that you
Sometimes
want to
you want
remove, you're pretty much they're going to get back. I can't see myself playing it.
I think it's better in a deck where it's not so important what you're getting rid of, as long as you're getting rid of something, and you've got a lot of other cards that can complement that. Yeah, so like more of like a grindy kind of matchup.
I don't think I ever want to see myself playing this card.
Yeah.
Like definitely not in standard, and it's going to be very low on the pecking order for limited draft and sealed. I mean, if you get sealed, there's obviously this has more potential. No, it definitely has more potential in draft if you are to open this and play with this because you can build around it more.
I don't know if I'll like.
But I don't know if
want
I'm
to
going
build
to.
around it.
Yeah,
But,
exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. I don't know if I ever want to play this card. I don't ever want to draft this card.
The problem with opening it and building around it is you don't want to pick it first to build around.
That's right.
Yeah.
So
There's
you're not
got
gonna
to
do
be something. The pack has to be absurdly poor for you to actually first pick this and ever be happy with it. I
Yeah.
don't think you could ever be happy with
Yeah.
this.
Like I can foresee myself putting this in as card 22 or card 23. But even then, I like the
Cards that give your opponents choices,
Yeah.
especially
Yeah.
relevant choices like this, are just generally not that powerful.
Yeah. Learn from the past, 1 blue and 3 instant. Target player shuffles his or her graveyard into his or her library for a pack.
This would have been great when Nefali Drowned was a thing. Unfortunately, Nefali Drowned is not a thing, so this card is not that great.
It's pops.
There are a few self-milling kind of strategies sort of at the moment in standard that
Like a whip deck.
like sort of like whip and that kind of thing that might want this as a one-off, but at the same time you need a way to get it out of your graveyard in your hand to cast it. So
Why would they ever want this?
well, what I mean is like would want access to this effect for the long matchups.
I've literally never seen a whip deck mill itself against anything else. I don't think it ever wants a way to refuel itself.
I must admit, I've milled myself once.
You have milled yourself? Okay.
Yeah, I've seen
better against.
It was in the shepherding.
I was gonna say I'm on the other side of the fence.
Yeah, when they build
Against
like
the-
20 cards, and it's like.
But that said, I'm still not
going
gonna play this card.
Like,
No.
something like
I
that.
know, what I'm saying is this effect is sometimes comes in handy, but it's kind of clunky and
Yeah.
it probably won't.
And that's the point.
Living Law,
Yeah,
1 blue and 3.
It's crazy looking card.
Excuse me. For a star avatar. As Living Law enters battlefield, exile an instant or sorcery card from your graveyard. Living Law's power and toughness are equal to the exiled card's converted mana cost. When Living Law deals combat damage, you may sacrifice it. If you do, you may cast the exiled card without paying its mana cost.
It's a cruel ultimatum.
It interacts pretty well with delve spells.
The tech.
Like something like Dig Through Time makes it an 8/8.
Yeah.
And the fact that it just has to deal combat damage, it doesn't have to connect with the player.
So you exile a treasure cruise. Can you then cast the treasure cruise with the delve?
No.
Without paying its mana
what
cost.
happens is, you just attack with it, and if they chump block or whatever, you can choose to trade your 8/8 in for 3 cards in that instance, or you can keep your 8/8 because it's an 8/8. Like combo deck, sort of casual combo decks will love this card, or commander decks.
The best part about this card is the artwork. It looks sick.
It does look.
I have no idea what it's going to be.
I was
but it
going
looks
to say, I
cool.
don't know what it
I think
is.
it's just
but
like
a big scroll.
yeah, it's a skull and like a weird
Living
green
law.
monster shape thing.
But yeah, this card is like way too out there. It could be sweet. But
it could be certainly played in Commander.
It's
There's a
very-
lot of big spells in Commander. This can come out and be your 8/8.
Yeah.
it's,
And because in Commander, especially being a singleton format, it lets you have your big spell for a second time.
the requirement for you to have an instant or sorcery card in your graveyard for this card to be good in Commander is a very big downside because of the singleton format that you just said. You just might not have a good card in the graveyard, and therefore this thing is just rubbish.
Mirror of Mockery, 1 blue and 1, enchantment aura. Where enchant creature, whenever enchanted creature attacks, you may put a token onto the battlefield that's a copy of that creature. Exile token at the end of combat. So
Combo card. People are gonna. I'm trying to brew combos around this. It won't.
put it on your Siege
standard.
Rhino, attack with your Siege Rhino, have another Siege Rhino, and that's attacking as well.
And you have 4 colors.
So why do you need to play
I'm just
blue?
trying best case scenario here.
I have seen actually surprising number of people talk about putting this on an opponent's Siege Rhino. But yeah, look, this card isn't going to make the higher levels of standard,
It's just like a
but
passive.
it's the kind of basically it's the kind of cool sort of effect that deck builders are going to look at and just go, hey, I want to do something stupid with
You
this
want
card.
to break this card.
Monastery Lawmaster for 1 blue and 3. It's a 3/2 wizard with Megamorph for 1 blue and 5. When Lawmaster is turned face up, return target non-creature, non-land card from your graveyard to your hand.
Isn't that flying? That's what just bums me out for this card. It's a djinn. Most djinns have flying. This thing does not.
Oh, some of the gyms on Tarkir that have flying.
I just feel like this thing should have flying. It doesn't have
They
flying.
can be amazing if they had flying.
Yeah,
I
would
think
they?
I'd be common. I'd format a 3/2 flyer.
Could
I'd just
they?
play that.
3/2.
Well,
That's a 3/2 flying 4. I'll draft 5 of those things.
Yeah, this guy's alright.
He's got
too great.
He's got a decent late game.
His ability is sick.
Yeah.
His ability is very good.
Mystic Meditation for 1 blue and 3. Sorcery, draw 3 cards, then discard 2 cards unless you discard a creature card.
As much as I love drawing cards, being a sorcery hurts this.
It's just strange. Compulsive research.
Yeah.
That was unless you discard land card, right?
And there was one in Mirrodin Block which discarded an artifact.
Artifact,
That was an
yeah.
artifact.
This thing discards a creature card. That's got to be the worst of the lot.
Yeah.
The other one's a 3 mana, wasn't it?
Yeah, the compulsive
Yeah.
research was definitely 3.
And the one in Mirrodin Block that's it's going to bug me all night what the name of it is.
It's actually annoying me that I can't think of it as well.
Was also an instant. Thirst of Knowledge.
Yes, that's it. Personal knowledge.
Both
Which
much
was
better
very
than
good.
this. Negate. It's a reprint. Counter target non-creature spell for 1 blue, 1 other.
Yeah.
Yep, happy to see that back. This means that because Dragons of Tarkir is going to stay in when Khans and Petroforge rotate out, it means it's another 6 months of this card.
I hate negate. I hate it. I hate playing other control players with negate. No, my dispel and I didn't mind spell pierce, but I just don't like negate. For some reason, I just hate negate. I don't like having it in my 75.
Is it just the name? If they called it Dog's Poo?
Oh,
you
look,
play it
it's pretty frustrating when your opponent like Lewis Adams, that guy, I don't know if you know him. He just like he does that shuffle and he just like negate. It's like, yeah, take that every time. He's the negate master. He always has it.
The Shite's Breath, 1 blue and 2, instant tap target creature. It doesn't untap during its controller's next untap step with rebound.
This guy's sick.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah,
Isn't
this
it?
guy's sick.
This is an instant.
This
That's
may bridge standard. This may bridge standard. And I say may. I don't say it will, and I won't say it won't. But I think this card does have applications.
Putting a call down.
Yes.
I think
Yes.
it's decent somewhere in some sort of
I
template.
feel like because San Francisco player Blue Eye Brand has a hard time dealing with Siege Runner and Tatsuka that have 5 toughness. This card bridges that gap to
Is that
end
blue white
hostilities.
red?
Yeah, Blue Eye
It's
Brand.
like roast.
Sure, roast. Okay, but this card also does what roast
Roast,
does.
roast is a sorcery.
This allows you this allows you to get to end hostilities at
Yeah.
instant speed. So you can hold counter magic and you can still tap this thing if you ever want to. The fact that this thing is instant is what makes it juicy, because like with anticipate, like it dissolves and all that jank that you play, this thing you actually have a selection as opposed to tapping out and tapping out your opponent's card, which was never in standard. It was never in modern. It was never that good. But this card is
It's
actually
like, say you do this on your opponent, like they go to their attacks or whatever, and you tap down their Rebel Master or something, and then you untap to your turn, and it rebounds, and you do it again on their one creature, and it doesn't change when it's going to untap, because it just doesn't untap on that turn, it untaps the next one.
Yeah,
It would have
it's
done
still done another one, right?
Yeah, but they don't have any other creatures. 'cause
Well,
it's
they've got the token.
Yeah, but I say it's not a Rebel Master.
Yeah, okay, so that's worse because that's worse case
Yeah,
scenario,
it's
not a
like-
Rebel Master. But
Yeah, it's
I
not doesn't
strictly-
do that much.
I
But
strictly stated like Siege Runner and Taxi.
Yeah, but like-
we can deal with that with
say
wild
like-
slash and stuff.
crippling chill,
Yeah, Crippling just
which it draws you a card, and this gets an extra copy of this.
Sure.
And crippling chill, that's just nowhere near.
No.
Right.
and that's why I stated May. Because it may, and like I said, I didn't state against Goblin Rabble Master
Yeah,
specifically, because that is where it's his absolute worst against Goblin Rabble Master. Against Siege Runner and Tassica, this thing is actually not that bad.
Ojita Interceptor. 1 blue and 3 for a 3/1 flyer with Megamorph for 1 blue and 3. It's a 3/1 flyer for 4.
Yeah. Good to know.
And if you, it's or one of the first 4th turn, it's a 4/2 flyer that can tap.
It looks sweet.
Yeah.
And it's a common, so there'll probably be a few
Draft.
of those going around.
A lot of them. Yep. Ojita summons 2 blue and 3 for a sorcery. Put a 2/2 blue Djinn monk creature token with flying
Did you?
onto the battlefield with rebound.
Reminds me of Tauran's Invocation.
Tolerance Evocation
Much
is
worse.
so much better. than
Yeah,
this.
not as good. I think this is still good. It just doesn't look as good because Tauran's Invocation is still fresh in my memory.
Yeah, I don't like that it's 5 mana and your opponent just untaps on 6 and plays a dragon.
Yeah.
And you've got two 2/2s, maybe a 4/4.
Yeah, and then you can't attack with one of the 2/2s because it just came out this turn.
Yeah.
But they've got the 4/4 anyway.
Yeah, it just seems really awkward.
It looks cool. That's about it.
I think this is probably worse in this set than it might be, say, if it was in the next set to come out or sometime last block because there were so many dragons,
Yeah.
so many just bombs flying.
Yeah, absolutely.
Palace Familiar. 1 blue and 1 for a 1/1 flyer. When it dies, draw a card.
Yeah, okay.
It's got 3 of my favorite words in Magic. Draw.
Draw a card.
That was a bird.
The and use.
When
And Palace.
Profaner
Profaner.
of the Dead for 1 blue and 3. It's a 3/3 wizard with exploit. When Profaner of the Dead exploits a creature, return to the owner's hand all creatures your opponent controls with toughness less than the exploited creature. Firstly, I love the flavour of the picture
Yep.
in relation to exploit, where you're sacrificing a creature. This guy's got a head. Yeah, here's the creature I exploited.
Yeah,
Here's the dude.
He's a Naga, so he's got to be sweet. Naga are the best mythical creatures. In saying this, I think this thing's pretty good in limited.
This seems
Yeah.
pretty solid and limited. If they've got a board full of 2/2s or whatever, you can just this thing just bounces them all.
Unfortunately, Archer's Parapet is gone. But, well, not gone, but in the limited format, this thing
He
works.
died.
He died. Okay.
It's a new timeline. It didn't exist.
Okay.
There's like so much play to this card. You have a bunch of different creatures with all different toughnesses.
Yeah.
This is
So you got
the,
to work out the best way
this
to
is the
bounce
kind of card
other
that's
creatures.
good to first pick because you can build around it.
Mm.
I don't like. I'm not sure if it's the best first pick card because they'll probably be better uncommon or something like that.
I just
But
realised
it's
it's
a
a
good
rare
card
as
to
well.
build around. Yeah.
It looks
And like a format of 3/3s. Like that's alright.
Yeah.
It's not exciting. It's fine. Steel giant.
You can bounce all their guys though with it. So, Quasi Deceiver for 1 blue and 1. It's a 0/4. Another Naga Wizard. Tap, add 1 to your mana pool. Spend this mana only to cast a face down creature spell. Pay a mana cost to turn a manifested creature face up, or pay a morph cost. That is just confusing. Someone explain this card to me.
Basically, it's just tapping to do anything to do with a face down creature. So you can either flip it face up or cast it. Yeah, it's a wall.
If you're doing the morph thing with your limited deck,
Yeah, if you have, it's pretty good if you have one.
This card would be very good where it wants to be very good.
Yeah.
And outside of that, it's just a.
it's also a 0/4, so it'll stay around
No,
for a while.
Note that it doesn't have defender, so
Triggers
if you can
Bolster.
bolster onto the 4 toughness creature, then yeah.
Yeah, it's sort of like the secret clans type thing where it's the 2 mana thing that helps you with your morph.
Yeah.
In a way.
Yeah, I do like how you can use him to flip up something like a turn earlier, which is pretty good.
Reducing stature for 1 blue and 2. Enchantment or enchant creature. Enchanted creature has base power and toughness of 0/2.
I don't want to be playing this.
It's
Play a
it's
removal
it's
spell.
a removal spell for blue.
Yeah.
If you're light on removal, you'll run this.
Turns a dragon into a 0/2. That
And
seems
then the
good.
following turn, it'll probably be dead because I block with it. So
Yeah, that's right.
I think it's alright. Sometimes.
like it's one of those cards you really want to have better removal spells.
Yeah, so it's removal if you've got no removal.
Yeah.
Shore Crusher Elemental for 3 blue. It's a 3/3 Elemental. For 1 blue, exile Shore Crusher Elemental, then return it to the battlefield, place down under its owner's control. And for 1, Shore Crusher Elemental gets +1, -1, or -1, +1 until end of turn. And it's got Megamorph for 1 blue and 4.
LSV spoiled this card in his article, and he called it Megamorphlin,
Yep,
and he said that he's always going to call it Megamorphlin from now on.
fair enough. Well, it's a bad Megamorphling, but I still think it's a good card. That said,
I like how the +1/-1 ability interacts with the +1/+1 counter from Megamorph.
Yep.
I like that it provides 3 devotion for blue, so it gives like Master of Waves a bit more of a chance to see some more play before it rotates out.
well, Master of Waves has gone back up to a $10, $12 card purely because this thing got spoiled.
Same with Buster.
That's right. So I like how it flickers itself.
Yep.
He all
Which
these things
Morphling
that-
also did.
Yeah, he said this flickers and then it comes out as a
Comes
2.
comes
Yeah, then you
back
have to take
straight away.
5 mana to flip it back up.
You're just worst case scenario boy tonight, aren't you?
I just don't think it's
Actually,
the
like-
only tech this is going to be good in is mono blue, and I don't think mono blue is good enough. Like I can't see you playing this.
The way this is worse than a card like Aetherling is that Aetherling went away for the turn, whereas this comes back straight away.
This is not
So
There's
if you
a
can't
face
dodge the
down.
swing,
Oh,
Yeah.
it's
So
not.
you
It's
can't-
not your blue finisher. That's not the deck it's going to go.
Yeah.
with.
This is just.
But
Yeah, I'm not excited by this card.
Yeah.
So this card could help for a blue devotion straight base deck to be good for another couple months.
What
Yeah.
else would go with the blue devotion deck right now?
Nothing. This Master Waves, Butter, and some islands.
So
No.
basically.
No
Well,
other good.
People are playing
That's wild.
Master of Waves on the back of Cloud
the-
Form, and this is
Cloud
Cloud
Form.
Form.
Cloud form.
I like that for more than this.
The thing with I'm trying to remember what it was. Oh, the one that's the bestow creature. There was also mind control.
Hypnotic side.
Hypnotic sign.
Yeah.
That was like when that was originally.
Travis Wu.
Yeah,
Who's
yeah.
this?
Travis Wu was digging that card. Because when that card was first spoiled.
Here we
people
are,
didn't-
just dropping names like we know people.
He would know.
Our buds LSV and Travis.
Our
We
buds.
always hang out with them around good versus evil.
Sidisi's Faithful for 1 blue, it's a 0/4 with exploits. When Sidisi's Faithful exploits a creature, return target creature to its owner's hand.
I like how it's either an unsummon or a wall. Like you've got the option.
It's good in the.
Or you can
it's good in the
sacrifice a
decks.
really good creature, and then you get an unsummoned Ember Wall.
Yeah,
You can sacrifice itself.
you could just sacrifice like something like Jeskai
Yeah, that's what he
or
said.
something that.
He said it's an unsummoned or a wall,
Oh,
and I said you can sacrifice one of your good creatures
Yeah, sure. Let's do that.
and get both.
You can sacrifice
Let's
something
do
with a
that.
death trigger. Like, I mean,
Yeah, there's
this
few
is a
cards.
1 mana exploit card, so that will interact really well with something where you want the death trigger. Like,
Yeah, there's a black creature that draws you a card. I think
Wasn't there a blue
it's
creature
Dragons.
earlier?
yeah,
the
yeah,
fire
there was, yeah.
that drew a card
Draw
and
a
dies?
card, Yep. And Jeskai Sage is
But that's very linear. So. Sight Beyond Sight, 1 blue and 3. Sorcery, look at the top 2 cards of your library, put one of them into your hand and the other on the bottom of your library with rebounds.
Very good limited card.
Yep.
Very strong limited card. Not a big one standard or
No.
anywhere else.
Yeah, it's kind of like a clunky divination in a way. The fact you get some choice is pretty good.
Yeah, sure.
Being a sorcery hurts it. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, the rebound, the rebound, just being able to get the divination effect to draw 2.
Yeah.
But the rebound, the
Um,
prowess is.
yeah, if
it's
you got a lot of prowess creatures or
Yeah.
creatures that interact from non-creature spells.
Yeah, the prowess is where you want this.
I can't pronounce it.
Silumgar.
Salungar Sorcerer, thank you, boys. For 2 blue and 1, it's a 2/1 flash flying. Exploits. When it exploits a creature, counter target creature spell.
Now this is a commander card.
This is a very interesting. Like, I really like
Very
the design of this card. Like, just
Yes.
the way that the abilities interact. Like, the fact that it's basically an exploit counter spell.
It's very strong. It's it's a very strong commander card. And it's a very cute constructed card. It's potentially strong and limited because obviously you can draft around it,
Yeah, and
which is where it's good.
it's a decent answer for like your opponent's dragons. And the fact that you can just decide to ignore the exploit text.
Yeah,
And
and
just
have
play
a
the
2/1
2/1.
flyer.
Play a poor Windrake.
Yeah,
Yeah. Tyler, picking it? Or
That's
not?
fine. This is like the 3 mana 2/1 flyer. That's fine.
Yep.
And then
The extra options.
And then it's got text.
Salungar Spell Eater, 1 blue and 2 for a 2/3 with Megamorph for 1 blue and 4. When it's turned face up, counter target spell unless its controller pays 3.
It's alright. Like you will catch some people with that activation.
I'm not super excited about it.
the stats are fine.
I quite
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah.
But this is my type of card, so I'm biased towards this.
Yeah, no, look, I think this is going to be decent. I don't know how high a pick it is, but I think it's going to be
It's
decent.
a Naga and it's breathing fire.
I
It is dope.
think it's eating like a dragon or something, like a dragon spell.
It's great. It looks really good.
Salungar's Scorn for 2 blue and instant. As an additional cost to cast it, you may reveal a dragon card from your hand. Counter target spell unless its controller pays 1. If you revealed a dragon card or controlled dragon, counter that spell instead. So it's a 2 blue counter spell, is what you're looking at.
Or a force spike.
It's
Or-
a
or a
2
2
blue.
blue force
It is a 2 blue force spike with an upside.
Yeah, look, Force Spike was good.
Force spike was good.
That
Do you
was
want
good.
a 2 mana force spike?
This card
Which
is
much worse than force
very
spike.
interesting.
How long has it been since we've had a 2 mana counter spell? Something 2 mana counter target spell.
Not since counterspell.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Been
it.
there for a long time.
Oh, there was the one.
Logic Nut's pretty close.
There was that one in
Defiant.
the Scars and Mirrodin block that it was a cancel, but if your opponent was poisoned,
Poison,
it only cost you
yeah.
wood. Corrupted Resolve.
Corrupted
Yeah.
Resolve. Yeah.
Like, people are looking at this as a bad card, and what I'm trying to say is, should we be more excited about this card?
I don't think.
I think it's pretty good. Look, I'm going to be playing 4 copies of Dissolve before I consider this in my control deck, but it rewards you for if you're playing, like, say, some of your dragons as a win condition, like Ajutai or Selongar or something like that. it rewards you for having it in your hand. Like normally in your control deck, if you draw your win condition in your opening hand or early on in the game, it's bad. Like this makes it less bad if you have it. And the fact that you will catch people with the force spike. Like someone might play their Siege Runner on turn 5 if they see you're playing this card.
Yeah. You just set them back.
Yeah. If you show them you have this in game 1, they'll be playing around it for the rest of the match.
Yeah. Skywise Teachings, 1 blue and 3 for an enchantment. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you may pay 1 blue and 1. If you do, put a 2/2 blue Jin Monk creature token with flying onto the battlefield.
This card is dope in the deck that wants it.
It's a big goblin slide.
Bad everywhere else.
Are they going to be calling it Jin Slide or something like that?
Gin slide.
Yeah, probably.
Probably.
Yeah.
They are now.
He's better
Gin
than goblin
slide,
slide. The 2/2 flyers.
Our millions of viewers are now calling it Jin Slide.
Gin slide.
Thanks to Lewis Adams.
Lewis Adams gin slide. Okay. Yeah. Like I said,
Yeah,
this card is fantastic where it wants to be and terrible.
it's a nice late game I think. Well. Like it's cool.
It's brilliant.
Yeah, I like to play these cards and try to draft as many of those non-creature spells that create creatures.
Yeah.
Like manifest
Yeah,
spells
manifest.
and just token creators because that's it's just sweet.
Cool. Stratus Dancer. 1 blue and 1 for a 2/1 flying creature with Megamorph with 1 blue and 1. When it's turned face up, counter target instant or sorcery spell. Trent, you're the blue control player.
Only good in the control mirror. Everywhere else is just no good.
Yeah, I don't like this in control. I like it in more of a tempo kind of deck because it's it's an evasive flyer for 2.
In limited,
with late game thing. I don't know how well it's going to get played. I don't know if it's even going to get standard play.
I think in limited,
I think it's
great
got
play.
potential.
Limited.
Yeah, in limited,
Yeah.
sweet. Yeah.
It's a 3/2 flyer,
That's fine.
so there's nothing wrong with that. Tagum Strike, 1 blue and 3 sorcery. Target creature gets +2/+0 until end of turn and can't be blocked. This turn with rebound.
This will kill people sometimes.
Yeah, I can see a lot of games ending just by someone casting this.
People will just play it on their 2/2 prowess, like Lotus Monk Jin or whatever it's called.
Flying guy.
Yeah, go, you're on 10, okay, 5/5.
Yeah.
Good game. And that's fine. It's fun. It's fun.
Updraft Elemental for 1 blue and 2. It's a 1/4 flyer. That's it.
Yeah.
It's not exciting.
Does
Doesn't have 2 power.
It has flying, which makes it less bad. That's what I have to say.
I can see you sideboarding in against other blue decks with lots of flyers.
Yeah.
But it doesn't block it.
Void Squall, 1 blue and 4. Sorcery, return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand with rebound.
It's good with prowess. If you've got prowess, you can be down with this pretty effectively.
Yeah.
It's not the worst. Like it's okay.
Yeah, following up Lotus Path Gin into this is pretty good.
Yeah.
Bounce their flying blocker next turn.
Attack for 3 and attack for 3 again.
Youthful Sky, 1 blue and 3 for a 2/2. When he dies, draw 2 cards.
Yeah, this is the guy I was talking about. I thought he was black.
With exploit. Yeah, you want him with your exploit, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a really good guy to exploit. Just take advantage.
He
of
looks
it.
like he's a good guy.
That's terrible.
There's facts.
He looks like he was.
He wants to be exploited.
Or drawn.
You guys are horrible.
And I think this is our last one. Zephyr Scribe for 1 blue and 2. It's a 2/1. Human monk creature. Tap, draw a card, then discard a card, so loot. And whenever you cast a non-creature spell, untap it. So can't loot forever.
This card makes me sad that Merfolk Looter hasn't been reprinted in ages. But like I feel like the looters are just not as good at
I think sad, like actively sad.
actively depressed. Just I hit the bottle and everything. Nah. Look, I like Merfolk Looter.
Yeah, I like
It makes like I don't like that Merfolk Looter isn't is too strong for current sets.
Yeah.
But like this is a looter. Sometimes you don't loot twice.
That's about it.
That's all I have to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, like some decks want a looter.
Is there anything stand out in blue other than I think it was the second card we looked at.
Anticipate.
There's a lot of interesting stuff.
Yeah,
That's
just bits and pieces that might be good.
Yeah.
The blue things have a lot of like puzzle pieces that could be good with other support cards or supporting other cards.
Yeah, but nothing that's just like huge bomb.
Yeah, it's
This
the same.
goes into this deck. It's much better than X card.
Yeah.
Nothing really like that.
Sure. All right, so that's the end of blue. We'll be back shortly with Dragons of Tarkir Black.